Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt with our Saturday workout. We're going to do a little benchmark today. Again, body weight, volume, conditioning. If you are up for a vest, I strongly recommend it today. This is our last week of prep. I believe Murph is next week, if I'm not mistaken, because Thanksgiving comes a little bit early. It is next Thursday, or a Thursday from at the Thursday after we do this workout is going to be our Murph. So this is kind of our last big body weight volume workout. And this one is a bruiser. I know the reps are not super high, but the format lends itself to pushing yourself extremely hard because of the long 3-minute rest in between sets. So let's start off with 3 minutes of your choice warm-up pace cardio, and then I have 2 rounds of the regular warm-up. At the end of each round, set up and test a couple of your exercises, which are super simple, okay? So 10 and 10 standing rotary reach after your cardio. So the standing rotary reach, we'll start with one hand out front. I want my feet to stay planted and my hips relatively square. I'm gonna open up to the left, back to the middle, open up to the right. I am trying to be active and keep my arms in line at the front and at the back. When I finish that, I'm gonna do a standing arm rotary, or arm swivels, right? So one hand is facing down, other hand is facing up, and I'm trying to twist in that direction. So I'm gonna try and twist it back towards the back of the room, and I'm trying to twist the front one towards the back of the room, or the up facing hand towards the back of the room. And then same thing, rotating the arms. In control, not fast, trying to get full rotation, internal and external in opposite directions on each of those arms. I hope you can see my hands. Maybe come a little bit closer, right? So hands facing opposite directions and rotating opposite directions. And I'm being active and holding my arms in those positions. So I'm not just like loose, kind of like flipping them up and down. This is like really squeezing against the internal and external rotation limits of each of those shoulders, okay? And you should feel a really good shoulder burn on your rotator cuff and in the delts as you do that one. Next is 3 burpees. Just for giggles, I'm gonna do one. All right, burpee, and then we're gonna do push up to down dog. So get your good push up and then go to down dog. Even if you're gonna do assisted push-ups for the workout, try to do those ones on the floor so you can get a couple reps of the eccentric on the push-up with your legs straight. Stay down for cat-cow. Cat and cow, and then pigeon tap. So I'm going into my pigeon pose, and I'm gonna pop my hips up, switch legs fast, and then back down, pop the hips up, and then switching from pigeon side to pigeon side. We do that. Okay, at the end of each one, we're gonna set up a workout element. So setting up pull-ups, setting up push-ups, setting up sit-ups, setting up air squats. All of these things can and should have extra equipment with them, or you could have nothing, no extra equipment. You could literally just do this with a pull-up bar and that's it, all right? You don't need an ab mat to do sit-ups. They make it more convenient. You don't need an adjustable pull-up bar to do elevated push-ups. You could just do the plank knee up push-ups. And the same thing for squats. You could just like sit on a chair and stand up from a chair. Really simple, right? This could not, or don't overthink it, all right? The only thing I want you to think about is total volume and how much is gonna make you soar in a productive manner. So a little bit of soreness is good. It's evidence that we did enough damage to the muscles, enough work that the muscles are gonna regrow and get stronger. However, it is not the objective of our training to make you as sore as possible. In fact, I would rather you not be sore very much at all so that you can come back the next day and the next day and the next day, that your overall volume of training is greater rather than one big day of volume and then a bunch of sort of subpar workouts after that while you're still recovering from it, okay? So think about that in terms of, should I do 3 rounds? Should I do 4 rounds? Should I cut the reps down to like 15, 25, 35, 45 or something like that, that makes it so that you'd still do 5 rounds, but the reps are a little bit smaller within each round. Any of those are on the table. So make sure that you understand that the workout as written is a template. It is not a scroll of requirements, okay? So it is 20 pull-ups, 30 push-ups, 40 sit-ups, and then 50 air squats. And the sit-ups will be on an ab mat. You are allowed to put your feet on underneath a sandbag or a pair of dumbbells if you would like to anchor your feet. At the end of your round, on the 50th squat, you must look at the clock and write down that number or remember that number, because your 3 minutes is individual, okay? So I usually have a whiteboard and a marker, and if I finish the first round in like 3:45, then I write 3:45, or I write round 1, 3:45, and then round 2 start at 6:45, right? And then I'll write round 2 stop at, say, like 10:00, so I know that that round took me 3 minutes and 15 seconds or whatever. So I have to, a split breakdown as I go through each of the 5 rounds, and then that will help you, especially if you've done it before. You know you can hold back just a little bit on the first round, because it is possible to do a round in a very fast time. I want to say it's like under 3 minutes is pretty fast for a single round. It is really hard to maintain that pace even with 3 minutes of rest for multiple rounds. So think about that as you go through it. But this is a fun benchmark. It's one that we've done numerous times in the past, so you may have something to look it up against. And you always have that choice of, do I go apples to apples on my benchmark, or if I'm stronger now and I have better endurance, should I go for a more challenging version of the pull-up and push-up versus what I actually did it as on the previous time that we saw this benchmark. Okay. All right, that's it for today, it for the week. I hope you guys have a great one. And Murph is coming up Thanksgiving week next week. See ya.